यं ब्रह्मा पुरुषेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुनन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदकं विशुद्धैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुषुरासुरगणदेवाय तस्मै नमः. From the meditation of the Gita. I salute the Shining One, whose praise is sung in diverse hymns by Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, Rudra and other gods, whose glories are proclaimed by birds in the verses, in chapters of the Vedas, whom the yogis see when their minds are absorbed in contemplation, and whose limit is not known by the hosts of gods and demons. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace be with you. This morning our subject is Thoughts on the Gita, part 134. We are studying the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, Moksha Yoga, renunciation, liberation through renunciation. I started this series from August 2003. And today we are trying to complete our study of the Gita. Of course, Gita cannot be completed. So 134 lectures we are given in the Gita so far. I remember I gave 162 classes of the Bhagavad Gita on Tuesday scriptural classes from 1980 to 1985. Why Gita is so important? It is a unique scripture in the religious history of the world. Human beings have problems. We have many problems. And we need a person who can solve our problems. Arjuna had two basic problems of human life. Fear. We live in fear. Second, delusion, confusion. We are indecisive. We cannot make quick decision, right decision. Krishna solved these two basic problems to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. Moreover, these Gita scriptures reconciles all ideas. All religious philosophical schools in India, they always write commentary or explain the Bhagavad Gita. It's a non-sectarian scripture. Swami Vivekananda commented about Krishna. I shall read that passage to you. He is the most rounded man I know of. Wonderfully developed, equal in brain, heart, and hand. Every moment of his is alive with activity, either as a gentleman, warrior, minister, or something else. He was a kingmaker. He never became a king. Great as a gentleman, as a scholar, as a poet. This all-rounded and wonderful activity and combination of brain and heart. You see in the Gita and other books. Most wonderful heart, exquisite language, and nothing can approach it anywhere. This tremendous activity of the man, the impression is still there. 5,000 years have passed, and he has influenced millions and millions. Just think what an influence this man has over the whole world, whether you know it or not. My regard for him is for his perfect sanity. No cobwebs in his brain, no superstition. He knows the use of everything, and when it is necessary to assign a place to each, he is there. This lecture Swamiji gave in California in 1900. He talked about Krishna. Very balanced, aged person. And quick decision maker. And right decision maker. So we need a person like him who should be our counselor, who can guide us. That is the reason this Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is so important. This morning, do you know what I was thinking? The God who taught this Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, same God was born as Ramakrishna and demonstrated how to practice the Bhagavad Gita. Acharya Vinova Bhave gave a major remark. I read 50 commentaries of the Bhagavad Gita, but the best commentary was told by Ramakrishna. Do you know what he said? If you repeat Gita 10 times, Gita, 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 it becomes reverse. Ta, Gita, Gita, Gita. I mean, renounce, renounce, renounce. That is the quintessence of the Bhagavad Gita. Reconciliation, combination of the ideas, at the same time, non-attachment. He was completely unattached. At the same time, extremely active. Gita is the quintessence of the Upanishads. The Upanishads are as a herd of cows we find in the meditation of the Gita. Krishna, the son of the cowherd's son, they are milker. Arjuna is the calf, the supreme ambrosia of the Gita, the milk, and the wise man, the drinker. Sarva Upanishado Gabu, Dogdha Gopalo Nandana, Partho Vatsa, Sudhir Bhokta, Dugdham Gitam Mritam Mahat. It is in the meditation of the Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita is the quintessence of Upanishad, Vedanta. Very interesting book. Only 700 verses. And it takes only 3 hours to read. Only 3 hours. Two ideas are supreme in the Gita, harmony of ideas and non-attachment. I remember a funny story. When I was in Hollywood, I was telling, don't take the ownership. Everything belongs to God. We are all caretakers. Because this world is not a permanent place. It is a vacation village, holiday inn. Only for a short time we are here. Everybody will go. So don't take the ownership. So after my lecture, he was an actor, Byron Webster, I remember. Swami, whatever we say, I follow, I practice it. Uncle, how do you practice, Byron? Swami, my house belongs to Bank of America. My car belongs to Bank of America. My body belongs to Blue Shield, Blue Cross. Swami, I have nothing. Everything is mortgaged, you know. I am not the owner. Funny. He was funny. Anyhow, in my last lecture, you remember that was a very, very famous verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma shucha. Relinquishing all dharmas, take refuge in me alone. I will liberate you from all sins. Do not grieve. Ma shucha. I discussed this verse, but one thing I wanted to speak a little bit more about Sarva Dharman. Relinquish all religions. What religions? Do you know how we understand religion? We understand religion, spiritual disciplines, so that we can realize God. That is the way I understand religion. Religion means go to the temple and worship the Lord with fruits and flowers. That is the way you understand religion. Religion means moksha prapti. How can I liberate myself from the worldly bondage? Religion we sometimes means we shall perform some sacrifice so that we can go to heaven. In this way we try to understand religion, but religion has a very broad meaning. Garhastha dharma, householders' religion. What is the householders' religion? Your duties. Duties are religion here. Sannyas dharma, monastic duties. Raj dharma, king's duties. Pativrata dharma, the duty of a married woman. Dan dharma, the charity. Then ahimsa, non-violence. This is the way we try to understand religion. Vedanta, religion which is taught in the Vedas, in the scriptures. The religion which is practiced by the saints and seers of truth. This is the way we try to understand religion. And now, in this case, religion means tumar karma, duties. Arjuna says, dharma sangmula cheta, I am confused. I do not know what is my duty. What is my duty? What I am supposed to do? That Krishna Arjuna says, I am confused. That is the reason I take refuge in you. You are my teacher. Teach me. Shishyasya aham shadi mam tam prapannam. So, sarva dharman parityajya means dharma, adharma, both you have to give up. Means your duties. Tajyam dharman cha adharman cha. So duty here is in a broad sense. Relinquishing that I am the doer. That thought you give up. And surrender everything to me. And be nimitta matram bhavasabhya sachit. Be the witness. I shall do everything. I am God. Be the instrument. That he was telling. Relinquish all of your duties, responsibilities, dharma, everything you surrender to me. You remember I told you that what is the difference between self-surrender, Sharanagati and Bhakalma. Sharanagati means self-surrender. Bhakalma means I am giving you power of attorney. What is the difference? Same. But only there is a little difference is there. Sharanagati means I am surrendering myself to you. A little I. That little ego is there. I am surrendering myself to you. That is Sharanagati. And Bhakalma means you look after me. As you remember Sri Ramakrishna's that example, a baby monkey grabs the mother and the mother monkey jumps from tree to tree. If the baby monkey leaves, it will die, it will fall. But the kitchen remains completely surrenders to God, to the mother. Wherever mother takes, the kitchen goes there. So, Bokalma is the kitchen and Sharanagati is the baby monkey. That's all. That I wanted to tell you. So we shall start from verse 67. Idam te na tapaskaya na abhaktaya kadachana na cha ashushrave bachyam na cha mam yu abhyasuyati. This is never to be taught by you to one who is devoid of austerities and devotion, not to one who does not render service, nor to one who cavils at me. Krishna is putting restrictions that Gita, to whom it should be taught. Odhikari. If you are not a competent student, a teacher may be an illumined soul. It will not work. I shall put the seed where it works. Here is a little child. You cannot talk to that child nuclear physics. Nuclear physics you cannot teach to a child. You need a background. That he is talking about. Look, Arjuna, I gave these great teachings of Bhagavad Gita to you, but don't share it with these people, those who do not practice spiritual disciplines. Tapasya. Second, those who are not devotees, those who do not have love for God. It will not work. Third, Asrushabe, those who do not serve the Guru and the Scripture, and God. It will not work. And Abhyasoti, those who speak ill of me. It will not work. I remember once Swami Vivekananda was giving a lecture. One lady got up and said, Swami, it doesn't make any sense to me. Madam, then this is not for you. Another lady got up and said, Swami, it is so inspiring, it is so uplifting, it is so wonderful. Madam, this is for you. Same lecture, two ladies responded differently. Very interesting. তপস্যা না থাকলে উপদেশ ধারণার শক্তি জন্মে না. If you do not practice spiritual disciplines, you cannot have that power to absorb these instructions. You have no power. You cannot understand. Some people say, oh, Swami, it has gone on the top of my head. That happens. On the top of my head. You gave the talk, but it has gone. I could not follow. Because that person does not have the background. So tapasya is necessary. Second, you might have a self-control, but you do not have any love and faith in your Guru and God. It will not work. Your love, bhakti, devotion necessary. Third, Guru Shushrusha. You must have to serve your Guru. In this respect, who is your Guru? Gita is your Guru. The Scripture is your Guru. You will have to serve. How can I serve the Bhagavad Gita? In India, there are some people. Every morning they read, they study the Bhagavad Gita. We shall talk about it in Jnana Yajna, in that section. Ishware Ashuatag. And some people, God. God is dead. Some people say the God is old, we shall replace, we need a new God. That some people say. God is old, he does not hear, he is deaf. We need a new God. Pashupati. When Swamiji was in America, some people say, you are teaching, but there is no scene in your lecture. That's see, that is the way the people understood. It is in the Muktika Upanishad, the Brahma-vidya, Veda-vidya came and asked the rishis, the sages, don't talk about me indiscriminately. I shall not bear the result. I shall be just like a barren woman, bandha. I cannot produce any result, any baby. It will not work. These people do not have background. But if some people, why do they teach? For money and for getting honor, respect. But out of greed for money and out of loving for your honor, if you try to teach me, I shall not bear the result. The Brahma-vidya, the Veda-vidya was telling the sages. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha devi tatha guru. As you have faith in your God and Guru, then these teachings will manifest in your heart. That the Upanishad says. Ashus rishabhe abhyasuyati. But you know what? I was thinking about Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna did not put any restrictions to anybody. Everybody has access in the Gospel of Ramakrishna. No restrictions. Odhikari, recipient, competent student. In the Vedanta Shara, we read, you need 4 basic qualifications. First, power of discrimination between the real and unreal. Second, renunciation. Third, self-control. Fourth, burning desire for liberation. If you have these 4, then you are a good student of Vedanta. Otherwise, sometimes we give lectures, blah, 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 hour. Shakti nashta, misuse of energy and time. In the Upanishad also we find, tapasa brahma vijiggansasva. The student came to the teacher, teach me the Brahma, about Brahman. First practice austerity, then ask the question. In this way, they send back and back and back until you have the real conviction. The Guru will ask you to practice austerity. And if you do not have desire to hear, tattva jigyasa, you cannot ask about spiritual life, about God. The desire will not come. If you are not hungry, and I brought all gourmet food in front of you, you will reject my food. It will not work. Your stomach is up to this, and if you put food, it does not go. You will have to be hungry. So in this verse, Krishna says, you need some qualifications to learn about this Bhagavad Gita. Next verse. Ya imam paramam gujyam mad bhakteshu avidhasrati bhakti mayi param kritva mam eva eshyati asamshayaha. One who, with supreme devotion to me, will teach this deeply profound philosophy to my devotees shall doubtless come to me alone. Paramam Gujjam. Gujja Shastra, secret, profound teachings. Do you know what I was thinking? 18 million people are there. One side 11 million, another side 7 million in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Krishna was teaching publicly, but only Arjuna heard and none else. And Arjuna both are in the chariot, they are talking, a 3 hours long lecture at the battlefield, only he heard. Nobody heard. So it is Gujjam, very secret, very special, profound, deep. Obhidashyati. Obhidashyati means Adhyayan, Adhyapana. I read and I teach. Only reading oneself is not enough. You must share with others. As Sri Ramakrishna says, you got a good mango and you ate yourself the whole mango. You will enjoy that mango. But if you share with several people and if you see joyful faces of those people, you will get more happiness than eating by yourself. That is saying Obhidashyati. You must share. You must share with others. A good food when you get, you must share with others. Keshava Arjuna Sangvado, that is the Gita. It is a dialogue between God and man, Krishna and Arjuna. Mad Bhakteshu, to my devotees. Without love, you cannot understand. Param Kritva. I know some great scholars, but they do not share. And again I saw some scholars, they share with others. Sharing is very important. Do you know what? That is the Vidya Birjavati hai. Your learning will fructify. Look, if I am not to give this class tonight, to lecture today, I will just read this Gita. So I read. Last 2 days I read. Friday, Saturday I read this Gita. And that uplifted my mind. And then I can share with you. That is the way it works. Obviously, Krishna says, doubtless come to me alone. In the next verse, Krishna will tell us something more. Imam paramam gujjam mad bhaktishu avidhashati. What Gita was a nishreyas. Nishreyas means mukti, liberation. This is the chapter on liberation. You remember? The Gita started with Bishad, sorrow, despondency, grief. That is the first chapter of the Gita. And last chapter is moksha, liberation. So he is telling, it will bring nishreyas. It will bring liberation to you. न च तस्मात् मनुष्येषु क्वचिन् मे प्रियकृतम भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि. Therefore also among human beings there is none who does dearer service to me, nor shall there be another on earth dearer to me than such a person. Dan, charity, giving things. If you have money, give money to others. If you have wisdom, give wisdom to others. If you have medicine, give to the poor doctor. You are a doctor, give to others. This is, if you have food, share food with others. This is the way dhan comes. But those dhan, those kinds of charities, very temporary. I am a poor man, I am very hungry, I came to you, you gave me food. Then do you know what will happen? Again, some hours after, I am again hungry, you will have to feed me. I have no money, you gave me some money. Again, I need some money, I shall come to you, give me money. This kind of charity is very short. But this kind of share with wisdom is permanent. There is a Chinese proverb. A man came to his neighbor and asked, "You are a fisherman, could you give me a fish? I need a fish." The fisherman gave him a fish. Next day again he came and begged a fish. Again he gave a fish. Then he was disgusted. He was thinking, every day he comes and begs for a fish. Hey, come with me. I shall teach you how to catch fish. Then you will not have to come and beg me again and again. That is the way we great teachers teach this wisdom, share this wisdom. I shall teach you so that you will. You know, sometimes Swami Vivekananda made a remark. Some teachers ruin their students. Hang on me, hang on me. Or teach them how to swim so that they will not have to come to you again and again. That is the sign of a good teacher, great teacher. They will teach you. But if you do not like their teachings, that is up to you. Guru is not responsible. That is up to you. In the Bhagavatam, we found another word, sharing God's words, that he was talking about. Share this Bhagavad Gita with others. In the Bhagavatam, in the Gopi Gita, we repeat that, remember that verse. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavivirilitam kalmasapaham shravana mangalam shri madatatam bhuvi grinanti ye bhuridajana. The nectar of the words are the life for those who are scorched by the world. The words which have been uttered by the knowers of truth, which wipe out sins, the very hearing of which is beneficial, which are beautiful, pleasing to the ears, pleasing to the hearts, which are inexhaustible. Those who recount them on the earth are the givers of plenty. That is the word. Te bhurida janaha. Those who distribute God's words in this world, they are the greatest givers. That is the greatest charity. Vidyadan. Share with others. You are benefited, they are benefited. I remember, I used to tell when I used to give class, sometimes in winter time not too many people would come. I can, whether you come or not, I don't care. From 3 hours I spent to prepare this talk, evening talks, scripture. 3 hours I spent to prepare this talk. 3 hours my mind going to the higher plane of consciousness. I got benefit. And that I want to share with you. Preparing lectures, classes, the Swamis, they work hard. Do you know why? That is our puja. That is our worship. You feed us, we feed you. You give me food, physical food, I give you spiritual food. Give and take, this is the law, Swamiji said. I remember once in Hollywood I said, to prepare this lecture at that time, in the first, I spent whole week to prepare this 1 hour talk, I used to study, research. I used to compare and make my lecture very interesting, appealing, inspiring. I worked very hard. Then I said, how do I feel about my talk? That I work so hard just to, and you are living gods. So I offer my wisdom, that is the way I worship you, with my knowledge. That is the way it works. You are blessed, I am blessed. Both we are blessed. You see, I tell you frankly, it is not easy to create a spiritual atmosphere. First, you should have a life. Only a really spiritual person can create real spirituality. Next verse. Vaidhyasate cha imam dharmyam sangvada avayoho gyanojigena tenaham ishta syam iti me motihi. And one who will study this dialogue of ours, conducive to social stability and enrichment, by him or her shall I be worshipped by the yajna of knowledge. Such is my conviction. Vaidhyasate. He is now telling the, you see, human beings, do you know what? Why shall you go to this temple? Why should I read? Why should I practice meditation? What shall I get? All human beings are seeking results. That Krishna is telling towards the end of the book. You want to know the result of studying the Bhagavad Gita? I am going to tell you right now. Adhyasyate. If you study the Bhagavad Gita, the dialogue of God and man, what will you do? Imam dharma samavada. Gyanojagya. This Gyanojagya, this studying the Bhagavad Gita is a knowledge sacrifice. This is the way I am worshipped. You go to the temple, what do? You buy some fruits and sweets and incense and give it to the priest and they worship. This is the Drabya Yajna. Objects, material objects, you offer to the God. And Jnana-yajna is the wisdom. That way also I am worshipping God. So whatever I learned through my meditation, through my study, that I am sacrificing to you. That is called Jnana-yajna. In the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talked, Tadvidhi Puranipatena. If you want to get the knowledge, first be humble. First qualification. Puri prasna, then ask questions to your teacher. Sevaya, and serve him. Serve means it's extremely important, serving the teacher. Because then he will be very pleased and give you the knowledge. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnanino tattvadarshina. The tattvadarshi jnani, the knower of God, he will give you knowledge. Jnana-yajna. Jnanadeva tu kaivallam. This knowledge, do you know what this knowledge we are talking about? This knowledge will give you liberation. Knowledge of God. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahman. That knowledge. But generally, the whole karma, merged sarvam akilam karma, jnanepuri samapati. All knowledge, all actions merge into the knowledge. As I said, adhyayana adhyapana. If you study and if you teach, then your knowledge will be very strong. I studied Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Gita, many scriptures. But if I studied, but I never shared, then my knowledge will not be strong enough. The professors, they study, and when they teach, that is the way they see new thoughts, new ideas. I remember our principal Swami. He had diabetes, high blood pressure. And before class, I saw that he was preparing. So I took the glasses from his head. I said, Maharaj, I shall not allow you to read. He was teaching Vedanta 40 years. Why do you need preparation? You don't need any preparation. You know the subject. Then he said, you are right, but you give my glasses back. It is true I know the subject, but do you know what? I am going to give you classes, and now the moment I read these things, new ideas, new thoughts, sometimes my personal experience, they pops up. New thoughts, new ideas, new examples of Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Holy Mother, and my personal experience, they pop up. They come on the surface of my mind. So when I come to the class, those things I share with you, and that makes me happy. Otherwise, the word meaning I can explain to you, Adhyasate and starting, Swam and San, Imam and this. I can tell you word by word, every word of this Gita. That will not inspire you. Word meaning. The real teacher, they know word meaning as well as inner meaning. Marmartho. Shabdartho, word meaning. Marmartho, inner meaning. You know, if you really study these things, you will find, in our class we felt it, I tell you frankly, as if somebody is lifting our minds to the higher plane without any effort. Without making any effort, our minds are going up. We felt it. You don't need any preparation. They are great teachers, really great teachers. Jnanajigya. Those who practice this knowledge as a sadhana. Another word, jigisha, gyatumicha, a desire to know. Some people have no desire to know. They're so self-centered. Their mind is in a very small place. A desire to know. We saw Swami Ranganathanandaji. How much tremendous desire to know. When he was a president, very sick, I sent a copy of when I translated Ramakrishna's Divine Play, I sent him a copy. Maharaj, please read. He started reading. Very sick. Had a stroke. Reading Ramakrishna's Divine Play as a president. Then he wrote me a letter. Maharaj, I need your comment. Tremendous desire to know. Some people, I'm satisfied. Sometimes do you know what? I see some people get up, breakfast, go to work, come back, tired, couch, watch television, eat, go to bed. To me, that person is dead. No brain exercise. No spiritual discipline, no brain. The modern study says, one of the causes of Alzheimer is no exercise of the brain. They say that if you read every day, you will, there is a less, you will, the less opportunity to get the Alzheimer. Study. Read every day. Study. That is called brain exercise. Otherwise, your brain will be rusted. In Hollywood, sometimes the people would come for interview. I told him, I have a formula. First, set up a shrine in your house. Second, put some pictures and morning and evening meditate. Third, morning one chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, next day second chapter, in this way, 18 chapters and repeat, recycle. And supper, after supper, 15 minutes you must read Gospel of Ramakrishna. You need holy company. That is my preliminary instruction to the people, those who come for interview. I want you to set up a shrine. You have all big rooms and this and that for enjoyment, and you will not give a little room for God? You need tapasya, you need abhyasviyati. Gita Path Jnanajigya. Gita is a sampurna grantha, complete, compact. It is just like a Samsung hard drive, so many things, 2-3 gigabytes, it can be whole. So Gita is a compact. There is a eulogy of the Gita. Gita astu Gita kurtebhya kimannai shastra vistari yasvayam padmanabhaisya mukha padmat vinishrita. What is the necessity of reading or studying hundreds of scriptures whether only Gita can serve that purpose? Gita alone can serve that purpose. Then what is the necessity of reading hundreds of scriptures which came directly from the mouth of God, Krishna? That is Jnana Yoga. Now, very interesting. Shraddhavan anasuyasya srinuyadopi yo nara sopi muktas iman lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. And even the person who hears this, full of Shraddha and free from malice, he or she too, liberated, shall attain to the happy worlds of those of righteous deeds. Now he's talking, previous chapter we said, study. What is the result of a study? Now he is telling what is the result of hearing, listening to the Bhagavad Gita. That is said. But if you do not know the meaning that he is telling, sopi, you do not know the meaning, but you heard with love and devotion, that also will bear the result. There is a man who was reading the Gita upside down. So somebody says that, what is the matter? Well, I do not know, but I know it is Bhagavad Gita. He is illiterate, upside down. Then says, what are you getting from this way? But I see Krishna is teaching Arjuna, that I see. I do not read the books. I have no education. But I see Krishna is teaching Arjuna, that I can see. That is called real study. I remember one of the Vedanta class, our teacher was teaching Mandukya Upanishad. We are studying, top philosophy. Then I asked Maharaj, is it possible to practice these things in life? Listen, boy, at least you hear something which is highest, greatest, but you do not understand right now. A time factor is there. When we read in these classes, a time factor is there. It bears result in course of time. As Ganges water purifies us, so these words of Gita will purify us. 3 persons will get result. Prashnakarta, the person who asks the question, Bhakta, the speaker, and listener. These 3 persons get the benefit from studying and listening the Bhagavad Gita. And nowadays, who cares? Now these people do not go to the church, to the temple. They are happy with iPhone, iPad, that's all. People are carrying iPhone on the chest, that is the Ishta Devata. iPhone is the Ishta Devata. In the pocket and in the Shongi. Perhaps his wife does not stay with him as iPhone stays. What to do? Kachit esa srutam partha tvai kagrena chetasa kachit ajnana sangmoha pranashtate dhananjaya. Krishna is asking, look, 3 hours I gave lectures to you. Now this is my final question. Has this been heard by you, O Partha, with an attentive mind? Has your delusion caused by ignorance been destroyed, O Dhananjaya? I am a good doctor. I gave the medicine. I want to know whether you are taking or not and whether the medicine is working or not. I shall call you at night. I am a good doctor. You are my patient. Is my medicine working? Yes, it is working. I have no pain. I am very, very good. Then the doctor becomes very happy that my medicine works. So Krishna gave the medicine for 3 hours. So is my medicine working? Because if it does not work, then I shall prescribe another medicine. But Krishna knows, he is all-knowing. My medicine works. For verification, for getting approval of the student, Krishna asked this question. Very interesting. Arjuna answered, Arjuna uvacha, nashta moha smriti labdha tvat prasadat mayachyuta stitosmi gata sandeha kurishye vachanam tava. Destroyed is my delusion, and I have gained my memory through your grace, O Achyuta, Krishna. I am firm. My doubts are gone. I'll do your word. Beautiful. Krishna's message is successful. He did not want to fight. Now he says, I am going to fight. Do you know what happened? Arjuna is a Kshatriya, came to the Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, which is a field of Dharma. All of a sudden, his Rajas turned into Sattva. I shall not fight. The Sattva Guna. That creates moho. He forgot his ashrama dharma, that's Kshatriya dharma, he forgot. And that creates confusion, delusion. Then Krishna gave these instructions of I am Brahman in the 2nd chapter. Then now he says, Nashta moha. Arjuna was the Nashta moha means my moha, my delusion is gone, my confusion is gone. I thought that I am killing my relatives, that idea is gone. Smriti labdha, I got back my memory that I am a Kshatriya, I am a warrior caste, I must maintain the law and order of the country. That I know. Sthitoshmi, I am now established. Previously, my body was shaking, I was perspiring, all those things are gone. I am now strong. I am established in myself. Sthitoisha. Then, Gata Sandeho, my doubt is gone. Our doubts is the number one enemy. Doubt. Doubt is just like a demon. So he says, that doubt is gone. Because I was talking about whether it is good to fight, if I lose, what will happen, if I win, what will happen. That kind of doubt is gone. Gata sandeho. Kurishye vachanam tavo. I shall obey what you ask me to do. Very interesting. So Krishna's magician worked. Moho, delusion is gone, and now mukti, liberation will come. He forgot his own nature, true nature. It is a long thing. Now I shall... Here the Gita ends. Krishna asked the question, Arjuna replied the question, my delusion is gone, I got back my memory. What kind of memory? Vipramoksha. This memory will bring liberation. I am illumined. That memory. Now, the conclusion. Conclusion is Sanjay, the reporter of the Bhagavad Gita, to blind king Dhritarashtra. Always remember, he is seeing 100 miles away, from Delhi to Kurukshetra, 80 to 100 miles away. I went there in 1901 to see Kurukshetra. So, 100 miles away, by grace of Vyasa, he got this thing, clairvoyance, clairaudience power. He can see 100 miles away. At that time, no television, you all have to understand. Because television colors, Gita is the source of television. Yeah, think what is going on in war in Ukraine, we can see it here. Television. So, Sanjay Uvacha. Ittaham vasudevasya parthasya mahatmana sangvadam imam asrausham adbhutam romoharshanam. Thus have I heard the wonderful dialogue between Vasudeva, Krishna, and the high-souled Partha, Arjuna, causing my hair to stand on end. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan imam gujjam aham param yogam yogasharat krishnat shakshat kathayata swayam. Through the grace of Vyasa have I heard the supreme and most profound yoga directly from Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, and himself declaring it. He's telling, a first-hand knowledge I am getting. Rajan sangsmrita sangvadam imam adbhutam keshavarjunayo punyam rishamija punamhurmur. O king, as I repeatedly remember this wonderful and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I rejoice again and again. Tatya sangsmrita rupam attadbhutam hare Vishvayame mahan rajan rishamija punah punah. And as I remember the most wonderful form of Hari, Krishna, great is my wonder, O king, and I rejoice again and again. You see, he saw in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna showed his cosmic form to Arjuna. But I can still see that marvelous form of God. And that gives me goosebumps. I am so happy, I am so joyful. All these things I got by the grace of Vyasa. And I reported everything to you, O blind king. Listen, this is the final verse. There's a lot of mystery in this verse. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurtara, Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvam Moniti Motir Mama. Wherever is Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, wherever is Partha, Krishna, Arjuna, the wielder of the bow, and there are prosperity, victory, welfare, and constant justice. Such is my conviction. Do you know who is a great speaker? Mitancha sarancha vachohi bhakta bhagmita. Mitancha sarancha. Meaning the essence, in the big book, the essence I brought you in a few words. That is called real oratory. Some people blah, 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 speaks long, long, long words and, intellectual things and quoting scriptures, they bombard everything. But real speaker is he or she who can concise the vast subject with a few words. So, Shakespeare says, brevity is the soul of wit. Brevity is the soul of wit. Whether you are intelligent or not, that depends upon how you can express yourself in a few words. So, Krishna here Sanjay is telling the blind king, your 100 sons and this 11 million army have gone to fight. Listen, I am telling you, I am forecasting you beforehand what will happen in this war. The side where there is Krishna, who is the Yogeshwara, the god of yoga, and Arjuna, the wielder of Ganjiva. In that side there will be Sri, Sampad, Usharjo, wealth, everything will go to that side. Vijay, victory, will go to that side. Third, Bhuti, Vibhuti, Satchandada, Sarvangana, mane Abhuddhai. Affluence, prosperity will come to that side. And Bhuti, and next is Munitir Motir Mama. That giving to every man his due. According to the Plato, justice means placing every man in his proper position. It means every man should... He was talking about morality, ethics. Dhruvaniti means rhythm. Let me read it up. I wanted to tell you that what is Jagrata. Dhruvaniti, Shri, Bhuti, Dhruvaniti. Four things are mentioned here: economic prosperity, success in all undertakings, a high concept of state welfare, and finally, ethical sense and moral awareness. That I wanted to tell you. Niti means ethical sense and moral awareness. That's how you will go. So, Vijay, victory will go to that side, O king. Still there is time. Perhaps you can stop this war. War has not yet started. You can bring your children back. You can compromise with the Pandavas. I am telling you what is good for you. But the blind king did not listen. War began. Within 18 days, the war was over. The Pandavas won. Where there is dharma, there is victory. Jato dharma, stato jaya. Where there is dharma, there is victory. That is the quintessence of the Mahabharata. Anyhow, oh my goodness, I spent a few minutes more. So anyhow, do you know what our teacher used to do? He would not read the last verse at all. That was the custom in India. The traditional people will never, perhaps Upanishad, whole Upanishad, he will tell you, last verse he said, I shall not read. Why? So that you will not be able to say that I finished that Upanishad. I shall not allow you to tell that you finished, because last verse I did not tell you. That is the whole old school, traditional people. Our Punjit Masai will never read the last verse. Oh, no, no, no. Otherwise he will say, I finished that book, I finished the Gita, I finished. I do not want you to say the word finish. This is eternal scripture, beautiful scripture. You should, all should read the Bhagavad Gita. It will give you wisdom, knowledge, everything. Masatuma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mritturma amritam gamaya, avirabirma yedi, rudrajate dakshinam mukham, tinamam pahi nityam, om shanti, shanti, shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, 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 control.